Hi, everybody. This is Eliz-sha Keating from wisdomseekers.net. And we're here today for the last weekly for this week. Air, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius for January 19th to the 25th, 2020. And the first card I pulled was Seek the Truth. And many of us believe we have the truth, but we don't know we have the truth. So we have beliefs, but we don't have clear knowledge. So anyhow, let us go from there and find out what seeking the truth means this week. And the first card I pulled for air is the Empress. The Empress is abundance in many forms: spiritual, good food, good water, good relationships. It's basically every kind of positive that you can think of. It's also, you can see she has her foot on the moon, which is the moon is the subconscious. So it's even over abundance. Well, that's not the right word for it, but she's comfortable with her intuition. And what covers us for air? It is the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is we have plenty of support. We have a great deal of support from our guides and our angels, and they are helping us transmute and change and shift that which has been our burden, which has been what we perceived as truth and isn't truth. So and as you move from one level to another level, what was truth once is not necessarily truth still. Things change and shift as we become more aware, more in tune with the universe, or in the universe in this case. It's another way of saying God. Okay? So what's behind us? Four of Pentacles. And sign is usually thinkers, right? So we get caught up in our thinking, we get stuck in our thinking. So that's rigidity. What's just happening or has just happened is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is change on a deep level. And again, we've been talking about the subconscious. It is change on the subconscious level. Oh, jolly. We have another change card, and it's the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords, but it's a specific change. So we have a change on the subconscious level, which can be different for each and every one of us. But this card, the Queen of Swords, it's a specific change, and it means opening up of the heart. So whatever the subconscious level is that we don't know about, it has to do with opening up our hearts, becoming more open and intuitive and more aware of what's happening around us. So because when you open up your heart from a truth, not from a truth level, then we can't help but being open and aiding others aiding others in their spiritual growth. And the Princess of Pentacles. The Princess of Pentacles is a very good future card for this week only, remember. Is the Princess of Pentacles is a child who is surrounded with beauty and grace. And also, charmingly enough, money. Unfortunately, we live in a society still that does need money. One day, not in our lifetimes, and maybe not in your children's lifetime, we will not need money. And that will change the way society works. There will be no such things as debt slaves, which 90% of the world is a debt slave. We're always in debt. We're always trying to get out of it. But without money, we wouldn't have that. But we would have more cooperation. People would work together because it's the right thing to do. And we'd still have all these chances to become rocket scientists or engineers or electricians, anything we chose to, because it is something that we are interested in, not because we have to do it, but to make money, but because we choose to and we're interested in it. So there would be actually, it would change a great deal in that people could start studying and looking into things like spirituality, for instance, or Tesla's idea of how to make energy out of the air or the ground. So we'd have many more jobs open to us if we didn't have to make a living. So for us, though, we are opening our hearts this week. We are learning a new truth. So Six of Swords is saying that very soon we're going to be in the place we desire to be. That is one of the few swords, the cards that is a really positive. And it's been very prevalent this week. I think it was in pretty well every single of the four cards I do. It was in every single one, I think. I can't. I'd have to go back and check, but I think it was. So 10 of Swords. And the 10 of Swords is suggesting that we're coming to the end of having swords and slings and arrows thrown at us. They're in the back. We're heading towards the light. We're still hurting. We're still in pain, but it's coming to an end. And the next card, so I think I'm going to do two together. And I'm going to take these ones first. So we get the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Wands. And the 5 of Swords is that we have we have through our tribulations, we have gathered and have a lot of we've got the tools, we've got the ability to deal with situations. And this card, the 7 of Wands, again states we are pretty adept at dealing with life situations. So I read those two together, and I'm going to jump to this one, even though it's not really necessary in the spread. There's 2 of Cups. And the 2 of Cups is the balance of the male, female, the yin and the yang. It's creation, is balance. And the last card I'm going to end up on is the Temperance card. We're pulling down fresh energy from the heavens. We're pushing back the old energy. We're creating a new. And when we do that, when we create a new, we are finding new truths. We're finding truths. And the last card is something that we didn't actually speak about in today's reading, but it's highly important. This week and every week that the energy shifts and changes radically is you need to nourish yourself, nourish your soul. Give yourself that little bit of extra TLC. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. And hi, everybody. Which, before I start, I'm going to tell you on the 23rd, I will not be on. I have a previous appointment that is not the kind of appointment I can pick and choose. So I will not be here on the 23rd. 22nd, I may or may not do it, but that's a crazy busy day too. So it might be that we go from 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th next week, rather than 23rd. Okay, or we might end up doubling up on Saturday or something. I'm not sure. Okay, so and again, remember we go sequentially, so no need to spam. I will choose, if I don't care for a question, I will choose to not to answer it. We are super chat enabled, so please, if you do a super chat, can you make sure that your question is with the donation? Otherwise, well, there's only one of us looking after the talk, and it isn't me. And if it was me, then I'd miss a lot more people. So remember, there's only one of us doing that, and be polite. Be polite. Uh, and the majority of you are. Thank you very much, and I do appreciate that. But I think I've covered it. Have I missed anything?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, so on the 22nd, Kristen will be talking to us from a health perspective, or in my morning, 10:30 in the morning, Pacific time. In the afternoon, 1, I think, or 2 o'clock, I will be in depth with Elizabeth, which is always very interesting. And then it's, because it's Wednesday, we'll have a meditation. So Wednesday is crazy busy. What else? I can't think of anything else. I think that's it. All right.
You ready for the questions?
I am ready for the questions.
Moonfeather says, "Hey, ladies, how are you?" Gem TG says, "Hi." Megan Soria 333 says, "Hello, gorgeous souls." Mysterious Moon says, "God afternoon, Eliz-sha."
That's cute.
So I think she means good afternoon.
It might be she meant God afternoon.
Kathy W asks, "Hello, how does my boyfriend's mom, Maria, feel about me?"
I think she's not invested in you very much. It's not like she goes, "Oh, I can't stand the girl." It's just, yep. She just doesn't. She's just not thinking that you will be there one way or the other too long. That doesn't mean that you won't. It's just this is what she's thinking. Moms have a tendency to be very particular, overprotective about their kids. I know I am. So what she feels actually has nothing to do with you. It has to do with how she thinks and feels. Okay.
Megan Soria 333 asks, "Any messages from my guides today?"
Oh, so what they're saying is when you talk to them, you think really loud, or you call them very loudly, and they say you don't really need to be quite so specific, that they can hear you. They can hear you quite well, and you just simply have to think. You don't have to be so precise, so intricate in how you talk to them. You just simply sit down and talk to them, and they can hear you. Okay.
Lori Dotson says, "Hello, everyone. Sending love and light to you and yours." Mellow Yellow sends a wave.
Hey, Lori. Hi, Mellow.
Moonfeather says, "I was just wondering if you could connect with my grandparents. I miss them. Anything at all, please and thank you."
So first of all, they say, and I didn't quite catch the phrasing, but it say hello. It's either darling or daughter or something like that. And our granddaughter, I guess, would be closer to what they're saying. And they send you this. It's a very nice warm wave. For it, like they just sending you nice positive energy, and they they have a sense of like they're sitting down for a cup of coffee with you, is around the kitchen table kind of energy. And they said they're always there to give you advice, and you do a very good job of listening to them, and they're very proud of you. And basically keep up the good work. I mean, they're very grandparents. Their very energy is very grandparent like, and they're very proud of you. And they think that you're doing obviously they think you're doing a good job. Okay.
Zulemi asks, why my mom finally reached out to me after such a long time. Why is she talking to me and calling me and texting me? I don't want to talk to her.
Then block her. It's as simple as that. You don't want to talk to somebody, block them, delete. She probably needs something. Maybe that's, I'm not sure exactly, but it feels like there's a need there that wasn't that. That's about all I'm actually picking up. Is so if you don't need her, block her.
Mysterious Moon says this week is going to be a long week and a lot of socializing.
It might be. I don't know about the socializing, but I know it's going to be a long week. Very, 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 very busy week.
Mimi asks, how does Dario feel about me today?
Same as yesterday.
Bree Smith asks, is my ex-Gemini Jay missing me ever since I've been doing this love spell on him? No.
I'm not going to answer that one because I told you yesterday my opinion about love spells. I cannot endorse it and I cannot condone it. And I'm not going to answer that one.
Gem TG, hubby and I are deciding to have children within a year. Will our first child be a girl or a boy?
50-50 chance. When you're pregnant, ask me. I'm pretty accurate when they're in. I think it probably will be a male child, but at this point, I'm more accurate when they have decided what they're coming in as.
Lily Dula asks, hi ladies, my man is a Gemini. How are the energies for him? Seems a bit heavy.
Gemini is air. And I just read for air, and yes, it is a bit heavy. A lot heavy, actually. It should be... it should be... it's going to end up all right, but he's going to have a lot of his beliefs knocked on their keister. And it's going to be fun. So you already have these, know that these beliefs are not valid. He just has to figure it out. And you're there to support him and everything. So he'll be fine. But having beliefs knocked out of you, it's not fun. So I think, he's going to need you this week.
Barbara Spellman asks, is my mom thinking about doing witchcraft on me? She's threatened me with it before.
So I wouldn't worry about whether she was going to do witchcraft on you. What I would do is just simply protect yourself so that she or anybody else cannot do it. The way it works is if you believe it, it works. If you don't believe it, it doesn't work. And If you vibrate higher than the person doing the spell, and anybody who does a spell against another person vibrates at extremely low levels. So it's easy to vibrate higher than them. So that's all you need to do is make sure that your vibrations are higher than the person doing the spell. And as I say, it's anybody who does spells, very low vibration. They're not they're not going to be able to touch you if you say no to the universe, and tell the universe that, yeah, it's not going to happen, and you have to believe it. If you don't believe it and it's more exciting to have the spell work, then you might want to stop and think it through about you might want to stop and think it through why you're accepting it, because you don't have to. And it's very easy to break any spell. So just say no. Protect your energy, which would mean clear your aura. Make sure your aura has no holes in it. And how do you do that? You use your imagination. And once you use your what you see in the energies is the truth. And if you happen to see that there's a hole in your energies, spread the aura out so that there is no holes. Okay?
Also, we should asterisk, not all spell work is low level. It's just the spell work that cramps your style, your personality, or hinders somebody else's choice.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when you do a spell against somebody for whatever reason, love spell would be one of them. Control spell's another one. Or trying to own the person in any way, shape, or form. That's very low level, and the people doing it just don't have the whack behind them that you should be able to protect yourself from.
Also, not only is it underhanded, it's not true. It is a glamour that you've chosen. Just putting that out there. It is a glamour. The feelings or the actions are never true. Tari Avalos asks, hello, may I know if I would succeed if I did theoretical driving license exam in the next few weeks?
Theoretical driving?
Yeah.
Okay. Theoretical?
Yeah.
Okay. Never heard of that before.
I am wondering if she's meaning practice.
A practice. Yeah.
A practice driving exam.
My feeling is yes, you would. You would be fine with it. So if you're afraid, then study. Do some more studying. Okay, but basically, I think you should be fine.
Amanda Cox asks, does my ex Jose dream about me at night?
He might, and I suspect you're asking that for a reason, because you probably dream with him. It doesn't mean he remembers his dreams. It just, okay, because as a general rule, I don't remember my dreams. I have been lately because when there's an energy shift, I remember my dreams. But so yes, he probably does. If you're dreaming about him, then he's probably dreaming about you. It's just the way it generally works. So I would say yes. And in this case, follow your intuition, follow your feeling. Okay.
Lily Guild asks, hey, will Hendrix let me come visit him after I turn 18 in jail?
I do believe there's should be a comment there, but
will he still let me come visit him in jail when I turn 18?
Yeah, I know. I know. It's just funny. It's just funny. I believe he will. I believe that it's something that is very likely. And could you please send me your email, your address again, because I can't find it.
Jennifer Schwab asks, hello, ladies, hope you're having a good day. Is there a particular angel that is working with me more lately? Maybe a name. Thank you.
You know, people ask me for names and stuff, and that's something I've never bothered with for myself. So I'm probably not the best person to ask for names because, like I said, I just accepted whoever was there, and they don't care about names. So I just never worried about names. I just felt the signature of the energy. And I'm going to recommend that you go with the signature of the energy rather than choose a name. I mean, we go with names because they're human, and it's polite to give them a name and things like that. But pay attention to the signature of the energy and acknowledge that energy. That is a much more accurate way of dealing with. That's a much more accurate way of dealing with the guides, and then it's through their energy. And honestly, if you're feeling with a different energy, then you should honor that and know that you're right. Okay, it's a trust. It's a trust thing, and I'm talking about trusting yourself.
Love Life says hello and asks, will I pass my license exam this year or next?
I got a yes. I got a yes that you would pass your license exam. Is this for the law exam?
I think so.
Because I think she asked that question once before, and I'm not sure I had the answer.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think this time it was very clear and very sharp, and I did get yes.
Lily Dulo asks, are you, she wants to know if you're meeting a doctor on the 23rd.
Oh, no. I am going in to get an iron infusion on the 23rd. I can't maintain iron. My body won't maintain iron. So every once in a while I have to go in and get a fresh dose of iron in my system. And that happens to be the 23rd this time round. And honestly, I'm not worth anything for the rest of the day for anything. My psychic abilities are askew, etc., until that foreign energy in my body sort of adapts. And I'm tired. I'm very tired for that day.
Where am I? Miriam Rashid asks, I was wondering if my supervisor James likes me. I think he may be trying to get my attention.
Okay, that's a two-parter.
Yeah. Well, it's likes me or not.
Yeah. No, but I mean, does he like her or just like her as
a person?
Yeah. And I definitely got he likes you as a person. And you're probably right. He probably is interested in you, but from not personal experience, but from having done many readings over the years, probably not wise to get involved with somebody you work with, especially somebody who is a supervisor where you work, unless you're going to end up married to that guy. Because if things go south, you're out of a job.
Jakaria Thomas asks, will the amount of money I receive this month be between $100 to $500?
Yes. And closer to 5 is what I've got.
Tammy Banks asks, hello ladies, hope all is well. Can you tell me the name of my spirit guides?
As I just said, actually, I can, but they're just made up names. They're made up names to keep people happier. And I would recommend that you pay more attention to the energy of that particular entity over names, because the energy is more accurate it's more accurate actually than a name is. A name, of course, does have vibration, but honestly, it's the vibration is a stronger way of connecting with a particular person or entity. And as I said, quite often they will just choose a name at random because they know that that humans like to use names. And and unfortunately, I'm not the best person because I've never paid much attention to names with guides. I just went with the energy, like one I used to call the Army Sergeant. And because she was very, very demanding. And another one I called the Admiral. And I just gave them names. And honestly, feel free to give them a name if you choose, because they don't use names themselves. They use energy as notification. Notice when somebody walks into a room, you get the feel that person has a different feel about them. Well, it's the same with a guide. They have a different feel, and their name is actually more in line with the it's more in line with the energy than with the words. And some words are perfectly fitting for a guide, and others, they just don't really work. And as we move higher in the energies, and we are moving higher in the energies, it's really getting to the place where old energy is being shuffled out really quickly. It becomes more important that you be able to identify through the energy rather than through a name. And again, as I say, a name is a human thing, and spiritual guides, they don't use it very often. No, no. So try and identify your spirit guide through the energy, and you should be able to pick it up very quickly, and then ask them what they want to be called, if they want to be called anything. Okay.
Malapella asks, hi Elisha and Elle, how do you see Gemini's health?
I've kind of been wondering about that actually for a while. It does seem that I suspect he worries about it more than it actually is a problem. But I do see that there is something there that keeps that's not working in his benefit, to his best benefit. But like I said, I don't think it's I think it's more his own fear that makes him ill than the actual problems, if that makes sense. He makes it worse by worry, I guess would be how I would phrase it.
Lily Dulo says, thank you. I jumped a question. Diane Main asks, hi ladies, I'm still at my sister's. Can you ask my spirit guides when I'll be going home?
Oh, hi, Diane. I think you can go home soon, actually. It's got to be tough living in somebody else's house. I do think that she is now at the part where she's actually playing you a little bit, because she does not want to be on her own, and is not sure how she can cope with life on her own. How she copes with life, maybe it might be that you recommend might be that it would be good to recommend a therapist for her, because I don't see her trying to stand on her own 2 feet easily, if that makes sense. But it's not because she can't, it's because she doesn't want to. So a lot of it's an excuse with that, is basically what I guess I'm trying to say.
Gem TG says, thank you. Positive for Life asks, hi, may I ask my guides what's magical about the green stone my younger niece gave me? Thanks.
Oh, that's a cool question. Well, first of all, it came with love, and that's what will unlock it. And when you hold it and meditate, it will take you to, well, it looks to me, because it came from your younger niece and she's a bit of a dreamer, it looks to me like she's it will take you to different realms where you can experience different and exciting potentials, but not necessarily spiritual potentials. Might be more like knights in shining armor kind of things. But it's magical in that it will give you a relief. It will give you respite, and it will take you on a mini vacation. So you might end up with Peter Pan or something like that, and be flying around watching Hook and in his boat, and just allow your imagination to soar. The more you use your imagination, the stronger you are in the energies to deal with situations, because what happens in the energies is real. So the more you allow your imagination to soar, the more you can create. Okay, it makes sense. I sincerely hope it makes sense.
Miss Alchemy sends stars and hearts. The Polynesian princess says, "Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having hope everyone's day is great." Alicia Allen says, "Much love to you and yours." The Polynesian princess asks, "Elisha, I am supposed to be taking a road trip to spend some time with Cameron on the 31st of this month. Do you believe that would go well, or if it would happen at all?"
Unfortunately, I get it's a 50-50 deal. If 50% yes, 50% no. If you can we actually get on the road with him. If you get past the first 2 hours, then it should be fun. Make sure not to talk about deep things, and do not leave behind your hurt feelings, because he's done some dumb things, and that is not the time. If you want to have fun, it's not the time to talk about it. And I'm going to tell you something. If this road trip does not work, then it's time to walk away. If it works, then you keep on working on it. Okay?
Lori Dotson asks or says, "I do a reversal of negative energy towards me. I burn a purple candle with my name under it, with arrows pointing north, east, west, south. I don't understand why people send negative energy towards me."
People
are sad.
Yeah, basically, people, they're not sending it against you, is that they're using you to deal with their own bullshit. And and we are living in a world that at the moment is upside down and topsy-turvy, and people cannot deal with it. And because they cannot deal with it, they try to hurt others. It's not you particularly that they're upset with. They're upset with the way the world is treating them, and they are angry and frustrated. And the kind of spell that you're doing, that is not a negative spell. That is a positive spell. You're not trying to hurt anybody. You're just trying to make sure that you yourself are okay. So, as Elle said, not all spells are bad. And just be very careful. The ones we don't like, the ones that I keep telling you about, is when you take away other people's right to self-determination, or you try to hurt them or something like that.
The Polynesian princess says, "I don't think I'll be wanting the job I applied for, Elisha, because it's an hour away. It wasn't stated on the application. It was just updated on the career page. I'm going to look for another one."
Okay.
Good luck.
Yes.
Lori Dotson adds, "I am all about giving, helping, kindness. I guess they hate my high vibes, love, peace, joy towards my fellow man."
And that can be because you changed. I mean, you've changed recently, and you've changed a great deal. And that's probably a lot of it. People do not like when other people change, and they try to bring them back down. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Just keep doing the positive, and you should be fine.
Jakari Thomas says, "Thank you, Elisha." The Koi Fish asks, "Any messages from Jay for me?"
Well, Jay's basically saying that that things are fine the way they are, and he's quite happy, and that you should be happy too. Okay.
Next,
Mm-hmm.
AP asks, "Hi, Elisha and Elle. How is S feeling about our upcoming trip?"
S appears to be a bit neutral. It doesn't. It's I and it might be simply that until the event occurs, it doesn't mean much to them. I know, for instance, when I was pregnant with my kids, their father never was aware I was pregnant till the babies were actually born. And that's a phenomena I found out that happens. So it might be until it actually occurs, he doesn't have an opinion. But it's not. I'm not getting negative or positive, just sort of neutral. Okay.
Pregnancy? What pregnancy? Your children were delivered by storks.
Yep.
And Tammy Banks. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Jennifer Schweb says, "I understand. I've been trusting what I hear and feel more. I have felt something different lately, so I wondered if this was a newer energy. I will take your wonderful, wise advice and trust myself."
Yeah, and it is new energy. It's a huge shift in energy, and trusting yourself is the main part of it. We're going from it's actually a huge shift in energy, and we're going from a place where we were a body with a soul in a body to a place where we are body and soul. So that it's not separate. It means that we will eventually, not yet, and it might be a few more generations down the road, we will eventually be able to take our body with us wherever we go. And so that we our body and soul, and if you talk to Elizabeth, she would include mind in it. But I personally feel that mind is sort of the hinge between the body and the soul, so that it is partly in the physical and partly in the spiritual. But it's becoming a gestalt. And if you look at the word gestalt, it basically means that everything, all the components fit together to make a complete whole. And without all the pieces, then there's no gestalt, basically. So we are moving into a time when spiritual, our bodies and our soul are not one, but without one, the other one doesn't exist in this realm. Okay, which is already that, but there's an intention or a depth that wasn't there before, in quite a, and it's quite distinct. It's quite a distinct energy shift. Okay.
Tammy Banks says, "I totally understand. Thank you for clarifying." Melapella says, "Thanks, Elisha and Elle." And adds, "I understand, Elisha. Thank you." Diane Main says, "Yes, it does. She's a Leo and requires attention. Thank you."
Yeah, Leos are exhausting and entertaining and fun, and
can't make up their minds. Or is that just my sister?
Yeah, they're just, they are, Yep, they're interesting. They're very, very, and smart too, right? So, gotta love them.
Jennifer Lee-sha, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. It is a new one to me. Asks, blessings to you, will I ever buy a home?
I get simply yes. And you left it pretty open-ended, so but I can tell you it is closer than you think, but not, so it's not as far. It's not a way in the future, but it isn't as close as you'd like it to be. Okay.
Positive for Life says, that's cool, haha, and I will take your advice, thank you. The Polynesian Princess says, thank you, yes, I was thinking the same thing. If it doesn't work out, I need to walk away.
Yes. And I'm really pleased that you understand that, because it shows that you have a strong, powerful intuition, and it's time to pay attention to it more.
Where am I? Tashmika Maharaj says, wishing you both a blessed and magical new year. Much love.
Thank you.
XOXO. Stellar Yoga Arts asks, do my spirit guides want to tell me anything?
They kind of suggest that you stop trying quite as hard and start allowing things to happen for you. And that by the allowing, things will happen faster. You don't allow things to happen. You try to make, don't try to make things happen. It just pay attention to what you want. Set the energies out, and don't try to force things into compliance. Watch how they go into compliance on their own, and it might be that it appears that they're not doing it fast enough, but honestly, you're going to get there faster if you do it that way. Okay.
Lori Dotson says, thank you, Elisha and you're awesome.
And we forgot to say, we told you before the 4th, happy birthday, but we forgot to mention it on your birthday or closer to your birthday. So happy belated birthday again.
The Koi Fish says, thank you. Tari Avalos says, thank you. I did mean about the law exam.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Lori Dotson adds, I was told I was from outer space, lol. My older brother told my daughter this. She looked for antennas, lol.
That's hilarious.
For the longest time, my middle sister, who is 2 years older than me, would pat the back of my mom's head looking for extra eyes, because mom would always catch her trying to steal cookies or something.
But I'd be looking forward. Yeah, that was quite funny. She went through my hair trying to find the eyes.
Where am I? All right. Earth Angel asks, will my Capricorn love text me back?
I got a yes.
And that's it.
That's it.
Well, are you up for one more question?
Well, we've got a couple more minutes. Yeah.
We answered her already, Eliz-sha.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like she's feeling guilty for whatever this question is.
Okay.
But she asks, did my uncle Ralph forgive me?
Oh, absolutely. With he's passed on to the other side, he absolutely did. He says, well, this is his words, not mine. My dear girl, don't hang on to that Okay, not going to say that. Uh, basically stuff. And he says, know that your family, and we've been family for many, many lifetimes. We're going to be family for many more lifetimes, and I'm going to get to pay you back anyhow. That was said with a bit of a sense of humor. But yes, he does absolutely not hold anything against you. And he does definitely send his love. What?
I was just going to say, and for future reference, unless we have extra time like we did today, we normally do one question per person. So we usually just take one question.
But this was kind of an exception too, because we don't like to leave people hurting.
No, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, for future references, unless we have the extra time or it's just chit-chatting with everybody, we don't usually take repeat questions unless it's another weekly or another Q&A done at a different time.
Yeah, that's so, otherwise we'd be here for hours.
Yeah.
And we don't actually, we've got things to do.
Yep. Anyhow.
I don't think you can see it, but just making a tree of life. And then I'm going to.
Oh yeah, you can kind of see it.
Anyhow, we're going to, here, let's see, maybe it shows up better that way. And then we'll put it down and we'll put some colored resin into it. So it hangs up as sun catchers or whatever. It looks pretty. We're working on it. We've got this part down. Okay, so we're done?
Yeah, we're done. Just leftover Stellar Yoga Art says namaste.
Namaste.
Liag Isa says thank you. I'm new to the channel, but again, thank you.
Well, ring that bell.
Yeah. But yeah, no, again, it's just for future reference.
She wasn't pointing you out specifically, and we did have extra time.
Yeah.
And that was a question that is worth asking.
Mm-hmm. And I just happened to see it from before we said goodbye. Usually those questions I don't necessarily see right away. So, yeah. Jennifer Schwebb says, thank you for your time, Alicia and Elle. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Well, probably Elle's going to go to bed because she was babysitting all last night and she doesn't sleep well in other people's houses. And she was at her sister's house.
Yeah.
And you can tell, listen to her, she's tired.
The kids were fine. They were fantastic. The dog my sister is babysitting, it was fine. It was fantastic. Super quiet. It's just people's house.
Other people's houses.
It's not my bed. It's not my home. I don't like it.
I'm not very good at sleeping at other places either.
No. Lori Dotson says, cool, difference in color of wire. Heart it.
Yeah. I had this red wire and I thought, that's cool. And then I had some other extras lying around.
It kind of looks like fall colors.
That's what I was thinking.
The leaves are changing from like the solid green to a coppery red yellow.
That's what I was thinking. It looked like a fall scene. Okay, so we should say goodbye then.
Yeah, there's one question that just came in.
Okay, we got one more. I can do one more.
Okay, if not, it doesn't actually seem to be that pressing.
Let's just give it to me and see what I get.
All right. Kathy W asks, hello, I would like to know, how does my Aunt Martha feel about me?
Aunt Martha, is she alive or dead? Doesn't really matter. She has no comprehension of what you are or who you are. She's just a little bit confused. You confuse her a lot. You just don't follow the typical norm, and she just, well, I get a lot of confusion more than anything when she thinks about you. And well, I think she's pretty glad that you're her not her daughter, but she's not. She doesn't. She's at the same time doesn't wish any ill of you or anything. She just, because you confuse her, and she just, that's it. I just get a lot of confusion with, and I'm not sure that was a help or not. But it's not. It's not negative confusion. It's just sort of, whoa, I don't get it. All right, but ultimately, how she behaves with you, I'm not sure, but it's because you confuse her. She doesn't understand. And with your spiritual and she's not, that would be the answer. Okay, I'm going to.
Yeah. Jennifer Schwab says, wow, so pretty.
Thank you. We made a bunch of them. They're fun to make.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Namaste. Namasko.
Bye, everybody.
And thank you for the questions.